Hey everybody, it is Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2, and I'm coming to you today to ask you a question about how you store your rifles. And the reason I'm asking is today I actually had an idea that I'm going to create a top 5 of top 5s. I'm coming out with the top 25 favorite guns of my collection because people always ask me, what are my favorite guns? What are the top 5? Give me that top 5 list. And I can't narrow it down to 5. I have too many from various categories that I like. So I said I'm going to do a top 5 of top 5s. So in no particular order, I'll go through, part 1, which was gas piston rifles. The top 5 gas piston rifles of my collection. That's 25 through 21. And I think it's going to be a good little series. I get some guns out of my safe. I rarely get out to fondle, and taking them out and using them in a video so you guys get to see those and kind of show off what I know about them and kind of tell you some stories behind them if they have anything interesting that I think you guys would want to hear about. But one of the guns I brought out today is my FN Scar 16S in Flat Dark Earth. This is a Belgian-made one. The ones you can get today are all made in the U.S., but this is back when they were importing them. And I have tried to make it look kind of what the few that got into the military looked like. I even have an ID badge made by Carolina Laser Works on it. But when I was getting them out of the safe, I realized that I don't have a lot of room in my safe. So I don't maximize my safe room because often when it comes to my rifles, I store them with magazines in them because sometimes you'll have a gun, for example, like this FN Scar, and it has a very particular magazine that goes with that gun. Now, obviously, I can put in any AR-15 type of magazine in this. However, FN does ship and make specific ones. Now, this is I believe it's a steel magazine. It's FN marked, and it has this unique paint scheme to it where when you insert it into the firearm, the whole thing is Flat Dark Earth. Now, I have a few of these magazines, and I keep them stored in my magazine containers. Essentially, they're like ammo boxes. But I always keep one that belongs with the rifle with the rifle. The thing is, though, is that when I stack them in my safe this way, this adds a lot of room, even though I put over a gun sock on all of these to prevent scratching and marring and all that. But I realized that with all the rifles having the magazines in, it takes up a lot of room. And I could probably put in 2 or 3 more rifles in the same space and not have to kind of do like a weird Tetris thing with all my rifles to make them fit. So I'm curious, when it comes to your rifles or rifles that have specific magazines that you want to keep with those rifles, do you store them with the magazines in, or do you take them out and just store them separately where you store all of your other magazines? I'm curious to get your insights because I think I'm going to change the way I store them. I think I'm going to take the magazines out, and I'll just have to do a better job of keeping the magazines that go with particular guns separate and organized. But yeah, I'm curious what you guys have to say. What else can I talk about? Oh yeah, I got to tell you some sad news, and I'm having to kind of grapple with it in my mind. It appears that I am getting old. Yeah, I'm 43 years old, and I've always had great eyesight. Always had great eyesight. And about 3 weeks ago, I was sitting at a restaurant here in Frisco, and I was looking at the menu, and for the very first time in my life, I went, oh. And I realized, oh my gosh, my vision close up is not what it used to be. I've always had a slight astigmatism in this eye right here. So especially when I get tired, everything's a little bit more blurry. I've always had that. I already knew that. So I went to the eye doctor, and the first time in a long time. And it looks like I'm going to be getting glasses. Yeah, I'm going to be getting glasses. I have not a bad prescription, not like it's, really powerful or anything, but I'm going to have to get these progressive lenses, which I guess are like no-line trifocals, essentially. My intermediate vision is actually pretty good. My long-range vision is good, but it's my close-up vision that is not as good. But it's not like it's terrible, but it's enough where this eye is a little bit different than this eye that sometimes it makes me tired. And the muscles around my eye tired. And so I also discovered when they did the little scan that I have peripheral thinning retinas, or mainly in one eye. So I'm not really sure. They say, hey, that just happens to some people as they get older. And it's not like, oh, I'll go blind or it's a terrible thing or anything. But I just got to watch and make sure I don't have a detached retina one day if it gets a little hole or a tear. So because of all this, in my mind, the way that my mind works is I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it's coming to an end. Like, I'm getting old. Yeah, I'm getting old. And man, has it gotten me down the past few days. But I guess it's just part of being, 43, middle-aged, and start going through your existential crisis about life. So, if you guys have had similar issues, maybe you're getting older like I am, or you're older than I, how did you guys manage this kind of period in your life? And have you had like sudden onset of things like, oh my gosh, I have had great vision my entire life, and then all of a sudden you're like, I need glasses. I need glasses. So who knows? Maybe in a future video or two, you'll start to see me with glasses. So yeah, is that going to be a big change? I don't know. And of course, I narrowed it down to 2 different frame sizes or frame types. And I went with one made by Oakley. So I think they're kind of cool looking. But then I second guessed and go, maybe I should have gotten the other one. I don't know. Getting old sucks. Getting old sucks. It's the realization there might be fewer days ahead than there are behind. So, as an intellectual and an introvert that lives in my mind, in my little mind palace, like Sherlock Holmes, I'm having to run through all this in my mind. It's just... So how do you guys cope with that? But anyway, so tell me about that, and tell me, do you store your magazines with the rifles in your safe? And do you find that storing them without the magazines gives you more room? So I gotta decide something soon, because I gotta start putting all these rifles and guns back in the safe. It's probably time that I organize them a little bit better. So let me know what you think in the comments section below. And does getting old suck? I don't know. Some people, the later years of their life are the best years. So give me some hope. And let me know about the magazines and the rifles. So, as always, thanks for watching.